So I've recently moved across the country for a job, and we had to downscale our 2-bedroom house where I had my full own office to partitioning a little bit of my living room setup to having where I can work from home and have a desk and I can store all my equipment, etc. So going from a place where I had 2 setups, one for my PC, one for all productivity, I've now combined it into this hybrid setup that I think really works well for me. I've been loving it so far, and I kind of wanted to give you guys like a brief overview of everything, and maybe I'll go a little bit more in depth on certain things, but for now I kind of wanted to give you a tour. So let me, as you can see, this is kind of my view from my desk setup. It's nothing super crazy, but right now I kind of have a problem. This is the Magic keyboard. I like it. It's got Touch ID. It's great for Mac, but when I try and game on my PC with this monitor, it's not the best. And as you can see, I have this USB-C space cables cord. And if you didn't know, I actually have a keyboard collection. So let me show you that now. So this is my keyboard collection. They're pretty much all 65%, which are great for gaming. Don't get me wrong, I love them. This is my Breaking Bad themed keyboard. It has black inks, KBD low profile case, super nice. This was a Novel Keys. I forget the set name of these keys, but it was a group buy back in the day. I've been a keyboard collector since 2021. I don't have too many, mainly because it was an expensive hobby, and I really try and make sure that I'm intentional with the keyboards I get. This is one of the projects that I have. This is a Newfie bass with banana splits and then an Omni type dual shot keycap set. I'll do a sound test later, but I'm going to be changing this one out soon, so another video on that. So with all those keyboards, I originally got into the hobby of mechanical keyboards because, you know, I sit in front of a computer all day, typically editing, playing video games. When I'm not working out or hanging out with my partner, I am pretty much in front of a computer, which isn't the greatest, I know, but I want to, you know, utilize these keyboards more. I love having them on display, but a lot of the reason I got into it was because I wanted to have a nice keyboard while I'm typing. However, when you get deeper into editing programs and Blender, etc., you need more keys than a 65%. Yes, I know you could do layers on your keyboard and you can have a shift layer, but when you're editing fast, you want to have more keys that can just be hotkeys and a numpad that can make everything really, really good. Now, I don't typically use the numpad a lot, and I really do love this Magic keyboard, but it's not like an end-all object for me. So right now I've been using the Mac Magic keyboard for all my productivity stuff, which it works well, don't get me wrong. And then I would plug one of my more luxury experience keyboards in this cable so I could play video games as well. And then I would take that off, put it away. So it really just becomes a hassle at the end of the day when I want to switch out keyboards and when I want to use them. I love 65% for gaming. I think it's perfect, but I think we're going to solve that today. So I know that was kind of a weird jump cut, but I got this. So we're going to unbox this and get my full setup closer to what I envision as something that's more flexible and hybrid. And then I'll walk you through the rest of everything afterwards. So this is what we're working with today. These are some Novel Key keycaps, the Olivia Cherry PBT. This is kind of what they look like right there, if you can see it. Super nice. These are kind of a keycap set I've been wanting to use for a long time. We have the package that I think is going to solve it all. Switches today, I've already lubed and filmed them, but they're the Toffee Coffee Canon key linear switches. I lubed them with 205G0. I did this like a week and a half ago, but they're super nice. I like the way they sound. This keyboard is also hot swappable, so I'll be able to do that as well. But let's just open this bad boy up. So this set is from Mellatrick. So this is the Zoom75 keyboard. It's a 75% wireless, but also can be wired. It's pretty cool. It's the Zoom Tiga edition, so it has some little extras. And then this is the Zoom pad, so it's a little numpad. This one was fully assembled, so I'm gonna switch out the switches and stuff and add the foam that came with it. So I got the Poron dampener kit. I went with an aluminum plate. I am definitely gonna need the instructions. Most of my keyboards, there's two I've soldered and two of them are hot swappable. One came in a set already, so I haven't like built it. I built both of the solderable ones. So this is my first time building a hot swappable one. So this is gonna be exciting. So this is the case. Wow. What's also nice is it comes with a screen. As you can see right there, it comes with a little screen and a little roller, which I'm excited about. I've never had a 75% before, and it looks like just the right size, to be honest. You can see the USB-C right there, but that is gorgeous. Wow, there's a lot that came in this set. What's cool about this keyboard is that you kind of see this little magnet right here. This little magnet, you can attach a bar, so you can have like a stand for minifigs or for pop figurines, whatever you want to do and customize it. For me, I think I'm going to keep it clean for now. Oh, they also sent me a nice little screwdriver. That's nice. The piece de resistance. So this is the PCB. This is where all the switches will go into. If you've never built a keyboard yourself, it's like the motherboard of a keyboard. So this is going to be exciting. So let me clean up this desk and then, yeah. So that is the keyboard. As you can see, it's got a little screen, lights up. It says what I'm changing. I know I can change that. Got a little scroll wheel. What's really cool is it is both wireless, so Bluetooth, as well as wired. So when I'm working on my Mac, I'll use it wireless. If I want a game, I can wire it up so there's no delay or anything as well. That's part one of the whole keyboard build. Kind of funny because I gotta hold this because this mic is not that big, so. That's pretty much my end game keyboard. Overall work productivity, I love how they feel. I love the switches. The only thing I have is I think I messed up the backspace stabilizer, so it's not like clicky, and I might want to go back in and try that out. But for the most part right now, I really do love this keyboard. It is perfect for what I need. Let me quickly just change lenses and then we'll get into really like the bulk of what we have. So that was kind of a lot of the video. Now I'm going to show you kind of my full setup and kind of walk you through it. So this is my full setup. Pretty small and everything. So we're maximizing a lot of stuff. So right here, I have my keyboards displayed like I showed you earlier in the video. Just got some key switches on these thinner IKEA pegboards, and it was a great way to fit all my keyboards there. Gonna add some more stuff down here a little bit later. Have a Sounders scarf right there. Amaran light tube hanging by an O-ring that has one of these little zip ties. It's actually kind of nice. It's not too bad. Got my Sobel skateboard, my personal camera gear, and then other stuff back there. Got the Lyrical Lemonade rug, plus my work bag, so that's what I take to work. What I'm sitting on right now is a Herman Miller chair. Long story short, it was gifted to me like a year ago by my mom, but she had never shipped it out to where I was living. When I moved up to Seattle, I packed it in my car when I stopped at my parents' house, and now I have a really nice chair. If you don't know, in my last actual office, I was sitting on a Costco chair, which, don't get me wrong, is probably still a top tier chair, but the arm broke, so I only had one arm. It was kind of nice, but also kind of weird at the same time. So now having a really nice chair. The desk itself is an Ergon Office 30 by 60 desk sit stand. I'm gonna go on the back, and you can see some really bad cable management, but I have the cable management tray, which is super nice to even just help a little bit. So it has like a power strip underneath. I have this Asus monitor. It's 32 inches, OLED, 240 hertz, super nice panel. It's mounted on a monitor arm I got off Amazon, super nice. Then just an IKEA lamp back here, my custom PC, which I built 4 years ago. I'm gonna upgrade a little bit. This right here is probably my favorite part. was we took one of the old IKEA pegboards that we had, which was 30 inches. I didn't want to drill into the desk, and we use these mounts on the edge of the desk to then be able to have like storage space for when you're sitting on the couch or sitting over here. You can put stuff here that you might need, but you might not always need. And I think it's just a really good use of vertical space. And on the flip side, to hide everything, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I have a whole charging desk area, place where I could put the chargers. And I have my Asus ROG Ally, which is gonna be I'm gonna do a video on that soon. And then these are my editing and gaming headphones. They're open back Sennheiser HD58Xs. I love them. I love them because if someone yells at me or someone's talking to me or my partner's like telling me, yo, you gotta like dinner's ready, etc., I can still hear them and I can still hear things around me, and it gives a little bit more spatial awareness rather than just feeling like everything's noise canceled. I love noise canceling headphones for certain things, with like going to the gym or riding on a plane. But for everyday tasks or gaming, I actually prefer those or listening to music on the speaker. So we're back at the desk. This is an Etsy poster I got. These three are all photographs I took. That is a photograph my friend took. Just a Cowboy Bebop poster. And then I went to AIM and I bought a shirt and some shorts, and that is the actual bag to everything. And then let me flip you around here. So then this is kind of the desk setup. We talked about the keyboard a little bit too much. This is an Alonzi tabletop tripod. It has one of those clips where you can hang it from a door. I love using it. It's super nice, super compact. And then you can even like use it for like POV sort of stuff. This is kind of like my catch-all space. It's just a wide Alex drawer. I can move it around. My old Pelican is right there, but I just have a bunch of miscellaneous stuff in here. For my two monitors, I have just the studio monitor on the side. It used to be my primary monitor until I switched to this one. It's I would still like this to be my primary monitor, but when I switch from gaming to productivity, I'd rather have it right in front of me. So this is my gaming dual monitor that's hooked up to my PC. I use an old Razer Viper. I think this is the Razer Viper Pro Wireless, whatever it's called. But that's just my gaming mouse. I have an Evo 4 audio for my mic, which is just the Rodecaster right here. Pretty standard mic. I like using it for YouTube talking head stuff, and then I just have it on a blue microphone arm that I put out the way. Behind my desk right here, you can kind of see this is variable, where I have the lamp fixture. It's a 200X with a lantern on top of it. And then I have my top down shot right there set up as well. And then this right here, let me flip you around. That is my, I like to call it like the face light, mainly because I wear hats all the time. So when I do wear a hat, the light coming from here doesn't illuminate my face. So I bought this with a grid. Well, I had these before. You saw it in my previous videos, but I just bought a grid for it so it just shines right on me and it doesn't spill into the background. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm operating with. I'm gonna go more in depth on some of the other pieces in my desk setup later in some other videos. And when I finally put it all together, I'm gonna do like a nice big kind of desk setup sort of thing. To make sure I can connect to both monitors with one cable, I have a CalDigit TS4. This is great. I love it. I have a hard drive in there and then my card reader right there. My M4 MacBook Pro, a review is coming soon. I shot a whole video for it, but then I moved and I just haven't edited it. So I'm probably gonna reshoot it just because I love it a lot more and I wanna talk about it, but that's the base model. For my mouse, I use a Logitech MX Master 3S. It's just a great productivity mouse. There's a reason why everyone uses it. I thought maybe it's all hype, but once I got into it, from buttons, be able to map them, the horizontal scroll, everything about it is super nice. And it's only $100, so it's not like totally break the bank. I just wouldn't game with it. So that's why I have the Razer Viper. I think that one's like the original model. So I've had that for probably about 4 years now. I haven't upgraded a lot. So yeah, let me put you back here. But yeah, so that is where my desk setup and home office is looking like. It's not the craziest home office that you'll see online, but for me, I think it gets the job done. For the most part, I think what I want to do next with this home office is put the studio monitor on a mount so I can clear up a little space, be able to use it horizontally, etc. And then the next thing is probably upgrading my gaming mouse to something more relevant, more new. I periodically switch out. The reason I didn't talk about the desk mat is it's just an Omni type desk mat, I think, just a generic one, but I just have a lot of different desk mats depending on what I'm feeling like and what I want to do with the desk setup. I think the next thing to get to as well is getting a laptop stand and maybe a desk shelf so I can put some of the stuff in storage. And then finally too is getting a NAS. If you don't know, once you get deeper into your videography career and you start shooting a lot of footage, you need a place to store a lot of that footage. Unless you want to delete footage and just don't care about the footage you have or you shot for the last 3 or 4 years. So far, I'm loving my desk setup. I love working from home. I would love to hear some of your suggestions in terms of what I should do with this desk setup. I definitely know it's not a final version, and I would say it's 75% done. I definitely think, when I get everything sorted and everything is, clean and out of the way, I'm gonna do like a final desk thing, and then we'll kind of see where it goes from there. But keep on shooting, and I'll see you next time. Peace.